Welcome to this expert interview series. I am really excited to be here with you today. I'm Lucie Kalinda. As for my background, I practiced as a medical doctor, but I also have a strong track record in wellness and natural medicine. So my goal is to help working moms raising underaged young children, and all the women searching for the balance between family life and a career. So, as you know, they are often exhausted, trying to manage million tasks, and sometimes they burn out. So, I understand you because I'm you, and I was you, as I myself raised 5 daughters during a busy career life. So that's why I have put together this exclusive video interview series where some amazingly talented experts share their best tips and strategies on how you can overcome overburdened life and make the shift you need to have a physical and emotional balanced and fulfilled life. Today we have a special guest. You are going to love her. Dr. Liane Peter is going to talk about really important topic: the stress, the science behind stress, what does stress do to your body, and the skills we need to handle stress. This is very important because working moms and caregivers of young children live with stress daily. So Dr. Liane will provide the answers, so stay tuned. So let's start by introducing Dr. Liane. She is a family physician with a master in public health. She was raised in Ottawa and completed her residency at Drexel University in Philadelphia. She now manages a family practice in Limoges, which is outside of Ottawa. And she has a special interest in women's health and aesthetics as well. So, Dr. Liane, I'm really honored to have you today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Thank you. Can you tell me more about yourself and what you do?
I'm within my first 5 years of practice as a family physician here in Ottawa. And I would say that the majority of my population comprises of young women and children. So when you approached me about this topic, I felt like, I have a lot of experience to contribute to this conversation.
Oh, awesome. So, doctor, a lot of time we don't know how to figure out our own stress, with, work and home and family life. So, first of all, what is stress? What's the science behind stress?
Mm-hmm.
What does stress do to our body? Can you tell me more and explain and teach me, educate me about that?
Yeah, I will do my best. So we take a lot of our daily interactions for granted. Stress is a normal reaction that our body goes through. It can be positive or negative. It's a response to changes that happen in our lives. And just through millions of years, stress and the response to stress has helped humankind survive. But instead of these bursts of stress that we used to go through, now what we're seeing is that people have these continual lower levels of stress. And so at times, this can become pathological. And everyday things like, rushing, multitasking, not getting enough sleep, or feeling like you're underappreciated at work, not spending enough time with your children or family, losing connection, and even overstimulation from social media, the TV, all of these things can release our stress hormones at lower levels than, say, running from a tiger. And when these levels remain consistently high, it starts to have an impact on our body. So, if you allow me, I can get more technical if you'd like.
Absolutely. The
Okay.
more we know, the best.
Yeah, I agree. Knowledge is power. So,
Yes.
um, if it all starts with like an emotional response, we have this collection of cells within our brainstem called the amygdala. And when something happens, we perceive it as fear or stress. It leads to our hypothalamus, which is also in our brainstem, to communicate with our pituitary gland, and that then leads the pituitary gland to release a hormone called ACTH, or adrenocorticotropic hormone. This hormone enters our bloodstream and then reaches our kidneys. On top of our kidneys, we have these glands called the adrenal glands. And it's the adrenal glands that release cortisol. We're all familiar with cortisol. And within the adrenal gland, we also have adrenaline and noradrenaline. So all of these hormones, on top of that, there's another one called thyroxine. All of them together can lead to things like increased heart rate, increased blood pressure. It will make you enter what we call the fight or flight response. Because, say, you were running away from a tiger, you would want all the blood to enter your muscles and your extremities so you can run faster. You would want increased energy, so cortisol helps for your glucose to increase in case you need that added energy. But it becomes pathological when you have these low levels continually in our bloodstream. And so you might present, like in my clinic, with irritability or fatigue, because although you might be wound up, you aren't getting proper rest. So you're tired and wound up. And your stomach might feel irritable because, blood circulation to the gut is reduced, and it may lead to increased digestive enzymes or decreased digestive enzymes, which may present as heartburn or diarrhea or bloating. So I hear all of these things in my practice as a complaint, or, my heart is racing, or I feel a tightness in my chest. And sometimes I tend to just focus on the issue and I want to address it without going too deep into finding out what's happening in your life that is leading to these stressors. Are you secure in your job financially? Do you feel supported with the children that you have to care for? And now with COVID, you're having moms having to take time away from work because their child has a runny nose and they don't have childcare. So they now have to stay home. And so there are all of these stressors that are chronically affecting people physically and mentally.